Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, July 30th, and we are here trying to help you make better or maybe just more considered financial decisions. If there's something going on in your life, some big issue, some small issue, maybe you're trying to figure out, hey, am I on track to retire? Maybe you're trying to say, hey, I hate my job. I really want a new job. Is it okay for me to take a job where I'm making less money? Is it something about maybe real estate? Because, when you have a big chunk of money that's locked in your home, right? It is very difficult sometimes to come up with a game plan to extract that equity. Oh, and by the way, I did just get a note from one of these smarty pants economists who said that when the labor market, when you look at something in the labor market, it's really interesting. Remember back during like that COVID boom where, oh my God, we need workers. And there was a big premium if you switch jobs. When the labor market is hot, it's like you get a lot of money for switching your job, right? And today, I just want you to be clear, wage growth for job switchers is lower than wage growth for job stayers. That means that the labor market is cooling down because people are not just moving around. That said, maybe you can afford to take less money. Maybe that's okay for you. If that feels like something that is potentially in your sight line, give us a shout. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you'd like to join us on the air live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Hey, while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. So it's a great way to kind of figure out if you missed anything during the week. So check that out. Okay, today we are talking to Jean, who joins us from the Lone Star State of Texas. Hi, Jean. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What's going on? How can we help you out?
So, I've been listening for a long time, and I've said since a year ago, I'm going to write in and do this. And it really is easy. I didn't believe how easy. And the reply was before I could turn around.
Yes, Mark. That's right. Mark's the best. So what prompted the outbound reach to us?
Thinking I'm in my early 50s, thinking about long-term care, had a father that helped through hospice and an aging mother. And now I'm thinking about, is that me? In 8 years, I have no children. I'm single. And I'm thinking, reaching out to these companies to assess costs for long-term care, and it's pretty outrageous.
Yes. Oh my God, Jean, I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, I remember looking at long-term care when I was a financial advisor, which is now basically 20 years ago. Okay, so it's been a long time, but I remember we would look for policies, and you could find there were a lot of insurance companies that were in the long-term care business. But what ended up happening was that a lot of those companies mispriced the risk of long-term care. For the same reason that you are looking at long-term care right now, those companies got out of the business of long-term care. Mm-hmm. So what we know is, and you're experiencing this firsthand, the care is more expensive and costs keep going up. People are living longer, and women especially. It is true. This is more of a woman issue, and statistically, we tend to be sicker in our lives and men die sooner. So that's the difference between morbidity and mortality. Mm-hmm. And it's the real crux of the matter with long-term care. There aren't a lot of providers. It's really expensive, and it's hard for these companies to quantify that risk. So, Jean, let's figure out actually if you need long-term care insurance, because it is expensive, but I know your experience with your parents makes you very sensitive to it, right?
Yes, very.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Okay. So you're in your early 50s. You say no kids. You're single. Are you working full time?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you earn?
About 110.
Great. And do you have a retirement plan through work?
Yes, I do.
What is in that retirement plan in terms of the amount, not the actual assets or the investments?
Oh, well, the number I wrote down is the future monthly amount, which would be.
Oh, wait, do you have a pension?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the pension, what will your pension be?
$5,080.
$5,080 a month. At what age does that start, Jean?
It's in 5 years, but I'm holding out for a retirement incentive that
okay.
It's going to be a lump sum
So that would mean you'd have to hold on till age 62, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we got 10 years to go and it'll be about $5,000 a month. Now, with that pension, is there a cost of living adjustment? Is there an inflation increase every year?
There was 2 years ago, and that had
Mhm.
never been done. So it's pretty rare.
Okay. All right. Now, do you save money besides the pension? Do you put money away in any sort of deferred comp or an IRA or a Roth IRA?
A Roth 403B, I'm
Uh-huh.
maxing it out every
Oh,
year.
oh my gosh. How much is in there?
About 102. But
Great.
I feel like I started late. I should have done
Well,
that, but
you're
that's
maxing
everyone.
out. Yeah, but you're maxing out now. So that's great. Fantastic. Any other money that you have set aside savings wise or investing or other anything else that I would include with how I would think about you financing long-term care if you needed it?
So I have a Roth at 162, 800, and
I'm going to
then
call it 163. Don't be mad. Okay.
okay.
Roth 163. Okay.
And then I have brokerage about 125.
Great. That's fantastic. Money in the bank, savings, checking, CDs, anything boring like that out there?
Yeah, about 22 just in a CD,
Okay.
and then savings is about 4,000.
Now you make 110,000. You said you max out your Roth 403b, right?
Yes,
You're putting money away in your brokerage and your savings. Like you're definitely saving money. Do you have an idea how much your expenses are right now?
3,000, and
Oh,
that's
that's
on
what
the high end.
really. Okay. So essentially what you're saying to me is, hey, if you never got sick a day in your life, God willing, right? That 5,000 a month is going to cover your needs, not even a question, even before you claim Social Security, right?
I'm relieved to hear that from an expert.
Yeah. I mean, it does if your expenses are 3 grand a month now, I mean, in 10 years, I'm pretending you're 52, you said early 50s. In 10 years, when you're 62, you've got this $5,000 a month. Those expenses grow over the next 10 years, there is inflation applied, but it's not going to be more. But then the money you get from your pension should basically cover your expenses. And that doesn't even include Social Security. How is your health currently?
I'm good. I'm just a former athlete, so my knees, my hip kind of situation. So
Dude, me
the
too.
bottom half of me is going to be a robot.
Me too. I'm with you. What sport did you play? What's your aging athleticism?
Anything at the gym, if it didn't hurt, then it wasn't worth doing.
Oh my God. This is how, you know what I say? I have a very dear friend of mine. She played squash in college. I played soccer and lacrosse. And I say to her, I said, all of our friends who sat in the dorm and like smoked pot and partied their butts off for 4 years, their bodies are in great shape. We are
Mm,
breaking down, like day
mhm.
by day, breaking down. Okay. So you're in good shape. Are you planning to take Social Security at 67? Is that the game plan for you?
It depends. So far, I look at the longevity of my both sides of the house here, and
Mm
yeah, I think I'm going to surpass. Have a mother. She's about to turn 85, and
hmm. Mm
she's
hmm.
sharp. Nothing passes her. Her memory's sharp.
Do you know what your Social Security benefit looks like either at 67 or 70?
I do. 3,367, and then it's 74,300.
I mean, there's no problems here. Really, no problems. When you retire, what happens for you healthcare wise?
We've got an option that we pay out of pocket 200 to continue under
That's
state.
it?
Hmm.
Oh, you're in good shape. Okay, this is great. Okay, now let's play devil's advocate for a second. Okay.
Wait.
You look at your life and you say, I've got the money I need. Jill says I'm cool. Let's just even pretend that by, the time you're 67, you've got like $8,300, $8,400 a month in expenses. Hey, Mark, can you just do me a quick calculation of $3,000 a month? Can you inflate that for 15 years at a 3.5% inflation rate? So $3,000 a month in 15 years. is going to be in what is the dollar amount in 15 years, future value?
Roughly like 5,100.
Okay. So 5,100. So now here's what you can think about, Gene. Let's pretend your pension doesn't really move, but it will a little bit. But let's just say you've got $5,100 a month from your pension. Then you have $3,300 a month from your Social Security, and your future expenses are about $5,100 or $5,000 a month. You got plenty of money to cover you.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got $1 million in assets.
What do you mean $1 million in assets? How did you figure that?
What she has right now? What does she have? 300 and something thousand?
I see what you did. Okay. So I was like, what do you mean? So then what Mark also did was he took the $100,000 in the Roth 403B, the $163 in the Roth IRA, the $125 in the brokerage account. He took that, $390,000. And then what he did was he presumed that it earned some modest rate of return.
And I assume that she continues to max out.
And that you max out until you're 62. And all of a sudden, there's $1 million also in the kitty. Okay?
What?
Yeah.
Those people?
Yeah, you are. You're a millionaire. Sorry, babe.
No, Jillionaire.
You're a Jillionaire, as we like to say on this show. So that's how compounding works, gang. It's incredible. It really is, right? So one of the things but why you're calling is, well, what happens if I need long-term care? So there's something that's interesting in your situation. Okay. Let's say that you did need care. Okay. You own a home?
No.
You rent?
Not to. Yes. I prefer that because it's just me. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much is your rent?
$575
a month. $575 a month. Okay. So what would happen if you needed care? Well, there's two different things. One is like, do I need care in my apartment? Do I need to pay someone to come in and take care of me? Do I need to be in a facility? Let's pretend you needed to go to a facility because that's usually the bigger expense, right?
Right.
Okay. So you say, do you have siblings?
Yes, older brother.
Older brother. Like, I don't want to be a burden to my older brother, nieces or nephews or anything like that. What would happen? Okay, you'd go into a facility and it would cost money, right? Mm-hmm. But you would still be getting that $8,000 a month. You would be able to pay for care and to be in a facility of some sort. Now, it may be that you'd have to spend down some of your $1 million at the time, but it's highly unlikely you would spend all of it down. And it's just you. What if you did spend it all down? What if you spent it all down and you could then basically ride out whatever long-term care would come about? Now, of course, given the current changes to Medicaid, I can't say this with like absolute certainty, but there will be some sort of program for Medicaid where we have nursing care. It'll probably be tested in some way. So you'll probably have to spend down a bunch of your money, but chances are you're going to be covered. So the question that you come on the program asking, do I need long-term care insurance? Should you buy that coverage? I'm leaning towards no. Mark, are you also leaning towards no?
Yeah, absolutely. Just given the guaranteed income that's going to be coming in and the low expenses right now and the fact that it's just her by herself. Yeah, I don't see a need.
When we would think about long-term care, Gene, would be if you were partnered, okay? And now let's just pretend it's the exact same scenario. And you're like, I have a wife, I have a husband, I have someone who's relying on me. And it's the exact same scenario where the two of you as a couple have, instead of maybe $8,000 a month, maybe it's $10,000 a month. Okay. And it's $1 million that you will have saved. If one person were to get sick and go through the $1 million, that could leave the surviving and healthy spouse in a precarious situation. And that's when we start to think maybe there's some sort of insurance product. It may not even be long-term care. Maybe it is a hybrid product where there's some long-term care. We take some of the money and we pop it into some sort of an annuity or life insurance product that has a long-term care rider. And that might be something worth considering. But because it's just you, I don't think you need to do this. I'm just wondering about your mom. So tell me, you said she's sharp as a tack. Is she living on her own?
She actually lives with my brother, but she could live alone. She just doesn't drive. We
Hmm.
joke that we're going to get her one of those self-driving cars. Then she'd
Oh,
never be.
yes. Did your father's passing leave her with some money or not really?
Yes, my father's pension, and she's got Social Security, so she's independent.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. I don't think you have anything to worry about here. I really don't. I think that, listen, if you call me back in a month and say, I hate my job and I have a new boss and I'm done, that's a different situation. But given the facts that you have laid out, seems to me that buying long-term care insurance would be an extra expense that is probably not worth it for you.
I have one more question. So
Okay.
the retirement incentive, I
Yeah. Tell
heard
me about that.
colleagues that they're like, man, Uncle Sam took a majority of it. And I was thinking, since I like to listen to these podcasts, I'm like, you should have had an IRA. You should have.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, I was trying to be you. I'm like, if I were chill, I would have recommended. But I researched it and I'm like, well, if once I'm there, I'm going to have the deer in the headlight look. What do I do? What's the proper way to take care of that money?
Well, it depends. The money that is given as part of a retirement incentive is often given in a lump sum, right? And what they're complaining about with everybody, I love when people complain that they make money. What they're complaining about is, I got this chunk of money and holy smokes, I was taxed on it. So what do you think? Give me an idea of what you think your lump sum might be. Just give us a ballpark and I'll give you the example.
Let's do 80.
Okay. So you make 110, all right now, which means as a single filer, you pay a bunch of tax at the 12% rate and a bunch of tax at the 22% rate. If we now assume you were to get 100, if you were then on top of your 110, get an $80,000 extra incentive bonus, now that 80,000 is on top of the 110. And it means that you've crept up into a tax bracket of 24% on that extra money. So what they're probably reacting to is, Uncle Sam took a quarter of my money. No kidding. You just had a big chunk of money, as instead of paying tax along the way for another year, you just got it in one lump sum. And that's what you're paying tax on. You cannot make that money go away, by the way. There is no magical way to not pay tax on that. But what you can do is, whatever your tax is for you, if you got that 80 grand, and you hopefully we'll be here, God willing, in 10 years when you're doing this. If you got the 80 grand, you give us a holler and you say, okay, well, my 80 is now 55. What do I do? And I say, put in the brokerage account, keep putting your money away, keep investing it. Don't mess with it. That's wonderful. Good for you. That's it. Unless you needed a chunk of money up front for something, unless you said, well, I've cleared 55,000, but I need a new car. Okay. So buy a new car with it. But it's a good problem to have, Jean. It really is. That's why I laugh about these people. Oh, I have to pay so much tax. Okay. Let's pretend you don't have to pay tax and you don't get the money either. Is that better? I don't think so. Do you? That's not good.
No.
All right, Jean from the Lone Star State, we are letting you go. Thank you for joining us. Hey, if you, gang, are thinking about long-term care insurance, or, you've gone through a tough time with your aging parents, this is what happens, is that we go through these periods with our own parents or grandparents, and it kind of puts you on alert. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't. It kind of depends. Long-term care is tough, right? It's a really thorny issue. So get in touch with us. And of course, if there's anything else going on, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you'd like to join us on the air live, just listen to Jean. She said it was very easy. Check that box. Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, check out our subscription service called Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars, the back catalog, bonus audio and video content, all for $45 for the next 12 months. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.